Hey guys, Lisa Piper here. I want to talk to you a little bit today about the benefits of celery juice. I know you've probably heard of it, and people seem to think it's a trend, and you're wondering, is it really good for me? Well, I'm going to go over just briefly the benefits for you and also some side effects so that you can decide for yourself exactly if this is good for you or how much, because I think that's the most important thing. So first of all, I highly recommend organic celery because it's a water vegetable and it pulls a lot from the ground. So you want to make sure that you're using organic when you do it. And I want to talk about what a basic serving is for most people. If you look out in the Google world, you're going to find that everyone's going to tell you, here's one serving. Well, what is a serving? They consider that 16 ounces. So 16 ounces is pretty gracious in my book. I believe that most people need to start with more like 8 ounces, which is, this is closer to 10, so slightly less than this. I would do more like this, 8 ounces. And that's what I really consider a good, healthy dose for celery juice. So what exactly does celery juice do for you? So many things. I'm only going to highlight a few things because it's a lot. The biggest thing it's known for is detoxification. It really helps to flush out toxins that are stuck in the liver and the kidneys and even the gut. It's a really good cleanser in that way. So it's very helpful if you find yourself wanting to do a detox. This is the first go-to that I would grab, is my celery juice. The second thing that it can do is it's a diuretic, and this is good for that excess fluid, especially women that time of the month, or the bloating. So it can really help reduce bloating just by reducing that water weight, that excess water weight. So it's very helpful in that way. It's also a great anti-inflammatory, and this is, of course, as you know, inflammation is the base of most all diseases. So this is a really good way to combat a lot of the diseases coming down the pike for you, and also to help with that inflammation pain in the body, to reduce it greatly. It also can lower blood sugar levels a bit, or at least rebalance them a little bit, and that's really helpful as well. It's much better to grab celery juice than it would be any other juice, even if it's fresh squeezed orange juice or apple juice, because that still has a lot of sugar in it and this doesn't. So those are way better options for you. And then of course it can help with your antioxidants for your week or even the day. It's really high in antioxidants, and this is again going to help with reducing the stressors you put on your body and help with those diseases that pop up all the time, right? It's also very hydrating, and this is helpful in summer for those who don't drink enough water, or if you have people who have problems with that. Celery juice is a really good way to rehydrate all the cells, and that's also why it brings us to the next health benefit, which is skin and hair. It really helps with things, clearing things like psoriasis, but also because it rehydrates the skin so well because the cells are hydrated. It's very supportive for those things. And then of course it helps with the gut. And the way that it helps with the gut is it can help relieve constipation. It can help reduce inflammation in the gut. This is important to know that you only want to do a small amount for that. And that's how the benefits will really get you the most. It's also really good for men's libido, believe it or not. It'll help boost that libido. And of course, it's really high in vitamin K or potassium. And so this is really good for those bones and teeth health, which is what a lot of people need. It helps support the kidney, the liver, the heart. It's really supportive to a lot of our organs in the body. But let's talk about some of the downsides of celery juice. And again, I think some of it is just a matter of dosage. But the first downside you have to be careful with is it is high in salt. And so that means that if you have a problem with high blood pressure, this could be too much. If you have a problem with low blood pressure, this will actually help raise it. If you have a problem with something like POTS, it's too hot out and you can't hydrate enough and you need more salt, this is a great way to get it in you. It can also, it is a diuretic, so it can also flush out certain medications if you're on specific medications for the heart or things that you need to be aware of that you need to be careful. This can flush those meds out, so just check for interactions from your doctor with medications. And then of course it is high in oxalates, so that just means if you have a history of kidney stones, you might want to be careful about dosing this much lower for yourself. Some people's bodies don't do well with oxalates, and then it causes inflammation in the body. So you want to look for that. This is an anti-inflammatory drink, and if you're drinking a lot of it and feeling more inflammation, that's because you have a problem with your body processing oxalates. So that's what I would look for. And then, of course, you have to be very careful about not doing too much of this awesome drink if you do have digestive problems like IBS or diarrhea, because this is a cleanser. So the way that I say to do celery juice safely is to start with about 8 ounces, and that's a good serving. But if you're not sure, or you're a very sensitive person and you don't know how your body's going to detox, start even lower. Start with 4 ounces and see how your body does. Then you can work your way up to that 8-ounce marker. If you're very, very sick and you're wanting to cleanse out things such as Epstein-Barr virus, mold, Lyme, Bartonella, Bapsis, this is very helpful. But if you're super sensitive, you're going to want to start by the tablespoon and then work your way up to a couple of ounces. So hopefully this has helped you a little bit get a better perspective on celery juice and how it can help you and the best way that you can drink it and take it. So if you like videos like this, please give us a like and share this with your friends. We really appreciate that. Thanks, guys.